So I have a 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander SE model that I'm going to show you the installation of the Curt trailer wiring. That's the part number right there, 56189. So, and this is the instructions page with some nice photos of how to take the paneling apart in the back in the trunk, which we'll get to in a minute. But realistically, those directions pretty much sucked and were not very helpful at all whatsoever. So let's go to the back. First thing you want to do is you want to lift up your car however you can, as much as you can, because you will have to run that black wire to the battery from the back all the way up underneath the vehicle to the battery up front. So it's, definitely need the vehicle lifted up a good bit so that you can get up underneath there to do that. Excuse me. So what you do is when you open up your trunk, and I did use the directions a little bit for getting the idea of how to take apart my paneling to get to where the lights are. So first you take off the bottom here in the middle. You undo that, and then you take the piece that comes across here around the trunk hatch, and then you undo some screws here and some screws there, and so that you can loosen up each side. You want to do that for both sides, left and right, so that you can get access to the wiring to the rear taillights. So once you get all that done and everything loose so that you have access to all of it, you go ahead and you take the driver's side is the 3 wires with the yellow, with the T connector there, and it's pretty straightforward as far as, you know, one piece goes in here, the other piece goes in there, connecting the providing a connection still to the car's taillight, but then connecting the whole system, the trailer wiring system, to the same power source that's the taillight is receiving from the vehicle. So once you get those two clicked in, then you go ahead and you can mount the box of for the trailer wiring system, the regulation box that regulates the electricity flow and the power and everything, that tells the trailer light what to do from what the car's saying to do. So you mount that somewhere, whether it's on the metal or there's another wiring box right here that's plastic. So I figured plastic to plastic is the best way to go if you have the same material with, you know, double-sided tape. Then you have your green wire here, goes down and along the inside here, and there's some extra, so there's plenty of length, and it goes to the passenger side. Green goes to the passenger side, and you pull back the paneling, and you have pretty much the same thing here. You unplug it, and then one plugs into one and one plugs into the other, in order to set yourself up that way. So then that cord just lays down here along the bottom. Make sure that you keep all your screws and everything together so that you don't lose those, so that when it comes time to put all this plastic paneling back together, that you have all your hardware for it. The next step is to go ahead and the white wire that's down here, which is your grounding wire that comes from the system, that you want to put a screw into the metal part of the frame of the car for grounding purposes. Then you have your black wire that runs up to your battery. So you're going to have to drill, you know, either 1 or 2 holes for both of those to happen, and splice things together. all your wires have to be connected together nicely. Before I get under the car to take you through that, I went ahead and the 4-wire for the connection of this end to your trailer those two pieces where those two connect. Typically in the instructions and everything, they just, since it's an aftermarket part, it just lays in the back somewhere and you store it in the back. Well, I went ahead, since I'm going to keep this car for hopefully more than 3 years, I went ahead and underneath here drilled out another hole and put a rubber gasket with a little bit of hot glue around it, just to, you know, seat it in real good so it doesn't go anywhere, and cut out a hole for that to go down up underneath the vehicle, so that it can then just be wrapped around with the trailer hitch, the way that factory installations go with cars that have the full blown you know, tow package already set up with the vehicle, like your trucks and whatnot. So that's what I wanted. So that's kind of extra, just something extra that I did out of personal preference. And then that's where I drilled my hole for the black wire to go up underneath the vehicle, all the way up to the battery. So once you do that, I had to find underneath. I shoved the wire down through that hole, and then had to find out crawled up underneath the vehicle and find out where that comes out, and then feed the wire up underneath the vehicle. Try to keep it as close to the frame and out of the way as possible, so you don't have anything dangling. And again, they give you some zip ties for all that. So what's great about this vehicle, this 2014 SE model, is it's already got a bunch of wires for stuff running up underneath the vehicle right here, with some extra, you know, plastic protective paneling and stuff, and these brackets here, these heavy duty plastic brackets here, that keeps them all in line and organized and easy to access to, and protected and close up to the body of the vehicle. So I went ahead and ran my black wire right along with the rest of them, you know, all the way up to the front of the vehicle, and you can see where these wires come up through, right behind the battery of the car, which is right where you need to go anyways. So with this vehicle, that actually ended up being a smoother process than I expected it to be. It did take some time, but I was able to get it all fed up underneath there nice and neat, like. And so then there's that last that one right there that I'm pointing to, that white one, that last bracket for the wires before they start going off in different directions to different things, and that's where I ran the black wire up right here between there's this little metal plate right here, and then you have your big plastic box that your air intake filter falls into. So I ran the wire between those two, and underneath the air intake tube that's right here, that's literally right above your battery. And so then the wire just comes right up here on top of the battery, and this is the whole fuse connector piece that you then connect to the battery terminal on the positive side. Make sure it's the positive side, and you make sure you have good splicing, and you put your fuse into there so you don't blow your electrics, and you're done. Essentially, you're done. And you can, first I would go and test it and make sure that your all the connections are good, everything is seated in there, and you have electricity flowing all the way. And you know, if you have a trailer, hook up your trailer and make sure that your trailer lights work with it. But it should, when it's all said and done. That's how it should go for my 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. So here are all the tools that I used. Since I had to make some holes, I used my drill. Just make sure you're careful wherever you're drilling, that you're not going to puncture something, you know, past the metal that you're putting the hole through. Yeah, that's house hot glue gun, wifey's arts and crafts hot glue gun, not mine. I don't know where mine was. But so yeah, all your screwdrivers, wrenches. I did have to, because this vehicle was so nice in the way the black wire ran up underneath of it. There was like several feet of extra black wire, so I did, cut it and have to splice it to do the connections. So even though you technically don't have to, you could just bunch it up a little bit and zip tie it. I wanted a nicer, neater job. I used a file for those holes, for the wide hole that I had the trailer connector end of it come out from underneath the bottom of the vehicle. So, and then I just had some needle nose pliers and some other clippers, pretty much just for handling the zip ties up underneath there. And then you need some kind of a wrench to undo the bolt for the connector at the battery terminal. So that's it. And then gloves, if you like to wear gloves and keep your hands nice, and then a rag if you need a rag, and then floor jack, and some regular jacks. And then, because I only have 2 of those jacks, I use some nice wood that I use for leveling things, trailers or whatnot. So I use that to roll the car up. And make sure when you do that, you put your emergency brake on, so that nothing bad happens while you're crawling underneath your vehicle, because that would be pretty frightening. So yeah, now I gotta put everything back together, put all this paneling back together and close everything up, and I'll be good to go. And then be able to hook up my trailer once I get my trailer hitch for this vehicle, which I'm supposed to get sometime next week. So hope this helped. Hope this was a whole lot better than the instructions, because I thought they sucked. And have fun